Welcome back to Pleopod, the show that unpacks the tech shaping our future. I'm Armin.
And I'm Maya. Today, we're diving deep into a scary new development in the world of cybersecurity, the Mini Shai-Hulud supply chain attack.
That name alone sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. What exactly is Mini Shai-Hulud, Maya?
It really does, doesn't it? In essence, Mini Shai-Hulud is a highly sophisticated self-propagating software worm. We're talking about an autonomous agent that spreads itself by compromising trusted software components and then using those to infect others. The latest wave of this attack has targeted widely used open-source libraries, including TanStack, which is a pretty big deal.
TanStack? I know that name. It's used in a lot of front-end development frameworks, right? So if it's impacting libraries like that, who's feeling the heat?
Precisely. And the impact has been significant, hitting major AI firms. OpenAI, for example, confirmed that 2 of their employee devices were compromised. Thankfully, their production systems and customer data remained secure. But it's a stark reminder of how vulnerable even the biggest players can be.
So it's not just about stealing credentials then. How does a worm like this even get into something as widely used as TanStack?
That's where it gets really clever and, frankly, quite chilling. The attack group, identified as Team PCP, didn't just rely on typical methods like stolen passwords. Instead, they leveraged CI/CD cache poisoning, specifically within TanStack's GitHub actions, to inject their malicious payload. This allowed them to hijack legitimate build pipelines.
Hijacking the build pipelines so they could make it look like a normal, secure update? That's a terrifying level of sophistication.
Absolutely. And this is where we see a major escalation. The Mini Shai-Hulud worm successfully forged valid SLSA Build Level 3 provenance attestations. For our listeners who might not be deep in the security weeds, SLSA, or Supply Chain Levels for Software Artifacts, is a framework to ensure software integrity. Forging these attestations means the malicious code looked like it came from a completely trusted, verified source. It bypassed a lot of traditional security checks.
So a worm that spreads itself, looks legitimate, and hits critical AI infrastructure. What kind of secrets was it after?
The payload was designed to scrape runner process memory for plain text secrets. Think GitHub tokens, AWS keys, Kubernetes secrets, even SSH keys. These are the golden keys to an organization's entire infrastructure.
Wow. And what was the response from the companies and platforms involved? How do you even fight something like this?
It was a massive effort. GitHub stepped in and removed over 640 malicious packages and invalidated more than 61,000 NPM tokens that had write or 2FA bypass permissions. It was a huge sweep to try and contain the damage.
And OpenAI, being a high-profile target, what specific steps did they take beyond confirming the breaches?
OpenAI took a very precautionary measure. They initiated a rotation of their macOS code signing certificates. This meant that users of their software on macOS had to update their applications by June 12, 2026. It's a proactive step to ensure that any potential compromise wouldn't allow for further malicious code signing.
It's fascinating, and also a bit terrifying how this worm operates. You mentioned it's self-propagating. Can you elaborate on that?
Sure. Mini Shai-Hulud operates as a true worm. It spreads by identifying and publishing infected package versions to registries without any human intervention. Once it gains a foothold, it actively seeks out opportunities to infect other packages and spread its malicious code, making it incredibly difficult to eradicate completely.
So it's a bit like a digital plague, finding vulnerabilities and multiplying on its own. What does this mean for the broader software ecosystem, especially for developers building AI tools?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? This attack highlights a critical vulnerability in the open-source software supply chain. The very libraries we rely on for speed and innovation can become vectors for devastating attacks. For AI developers, who often integrate numerous open-source components, the risk is amplified. It's forcing a hard reevaluation of trust and security practices in software development.
It sounds like we need more robust security at every stage of the development pipeline, from code submission to deployment.
Exactly. And not just traditional security measures, but also a deeper understanding of how these supply chain attacks work. Things like SLSA provenance are becoming increasingly important. It's about building more resilient systems and fostering a culture of security awareness among developers.
A sobering thought, but an important one. Maya, thanks for breaking down the Mini Shai-Hulud attack for us.
My pleasure, Armin. It's a complex issue, but understanding it is the first step towards better security.
Absolutely. And that's all the time we have for today on Pleopod. Join us next time as we continue to explore the cutting edge of technology and its implications.
Stay curious, stay secure.
Goodbye, everyone.